We're officially in the big pay-per-views for WWE, which is Crown Jewel 2023, probably almost a WrestleMania. Some pretty good matches, pretty good build, and today we're here to dive deep into my predictions. So let's get started. So let's start off with what they brought back since Castle Castle last year, and that is kickoff matches, and that is Sami Zayn versus JD McDonagh. Both men need to win this match. You can see for Sami's side and JD's side. Of course, for me, we all want that agenda of someday Sami Zayn deserves to have a main title run, but also because you can see from Sami Zayn's side, you know, they're starting this story of him not having Kevin Owens, not kind of having the help of Jey Uso, but trying to figure where he's going to belong outside of the tag team division and now in the solo division, and then him starting his story of making him a major player and dealing with the Judgment Day and being that, turning down the Judgment Day and ruining piece by piece by piece and slowly becoming a bigger and greater babyface. And then you go to JD McDonagh, who kind of needs to win this because is he part of the Judgment Day? Is he part of them or not? I have no clue. And he kind of needs to win this because he's been taking all the punishment for them, you know. But to me, I feel like Sami Zayn is going to get the win out of this match. Then we get to my next match, and this one is basically, not to be pun intended, is the solo match for Soul. It's because it's his first solo match outside of the Bloodline on a pay-per-view by himself. And the whole story here is while John Cena hasn't won a match in like 2,000 something days, and he's wondering, can he still go? Can he keep continuing? And well, we don't really know if John Cena's gonna continue after this because of the whole, he might have to go back to Hollywood. This might be his last match. So I feel like it could be play a story of where maybe Solo takes out John Cena, and that could be a big thing for Solo Sikoa, this big moment for him being like the enforcer that took out the greatest of all time, John Cena. Because we'll see for John Cena to have this big moment where he finally won his first televised singles match in a big crowd in Saudi Arabia. So I could see it going both sides, but to me, my prediction is John Cena for the win. This one is a little bit of a mix-up, and that is Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. In this match, I've thought about it, Cody Rhodes, and he can't really take a loss, you know. He's a main eventer, he's a babyface who's trying to finish the story and get back to Roman Reigns. You can't really have him taking losses at this current moment. But overall, I have Cody Rhodes beating Damian Priest at Crown Jewel. So my prediction is Cody Rhodes winning. We have is Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio for the US title. And this match, there's a clear winner here, and even though I'm a big fan of Rey Mysterio, I think Logan Paul should really win this match because Rey Mysterio has done nothing with the title. There's been no feud with the actual title, and he hasn't done anything since with the title. And I don't feel like they would sign someone like Logan Paul for a multi-year contract for not him to win anything, especially a title. And I feel like this title fits perfectly for Logan Paul. And even you can hate him for all the things he's done in the past and outside of the ring, but you gotta give him credit. He is so surprisingly naturally gifted in the ring, which he's so good. Even though he has barely any experience in there, he's so good in the ring and always has amazing matches all the time. And he's just great as a heel and great in the business. And I feel like Logan Paul, with his presence, with him booming with Prime, people talking about him in his fight afterwards, people always watching his Impulsive, watching this and that and the other, and just having a kid audience on him, I feel like they could really bring more eyes to WWE with him holding the US title, being interested, you know. There's so many things accumulating for this. So my prediction is Logan Paul will beat Rey Mysterio and be a new United US champion. Next match, and this one is pretty interesting. This one is Iyo Sky versus the EST Bianca Belair. And I could see both sides winning this. I could honestly see it. Iyo Sky is a special talent. She's very good in the ring. I'm a big giant Iyo Sky fan, and I understand the stories they haven't really built up as much that people can kind of lackluster, but I've enjoyed her reign. I've enjoyed Iyo matches she's gifted in the ring. I always love seeing Iyo Sky, so I'm never mad at it. But to me, the reason why I feel like Iyo Sky should win this, because so many people are confused on why Damage Control's not splitting up. The major last challenge for Iyo Sky, she's beaten all these people and finally proving herself, but the one person she may not have beat yet is Bayley. And I feel like that will lead to a story because Bayley's been taking all these losses for her and she's wondering, what about me? And I feel like that's going to be the overarching story slowly but surely. And that's going to be the story for WrestleMania. Iyo Sky versus Bayley for the title. And I think that's the best option. But I understand how they could be giving it to Bianca to feud with Charlotte at WrestleMania. But Bianca could be doing other feuds without the title. And that's the main reason why I don't see her winning, because I just feel like we're in the era of Iyo Sky and there's more to show for her. So my prediction is Iyo Sky retain, but I'm thinking they'll like potentially make their grand return, and that is Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane has been rumored for months since SummerSlam, been rumored for months to come back. It's around November, supposedly she could have come back either now at Crown Jewel or at Survivor Series, and it's hinting that she might be at Crown Jewel. And I feel like the best opponent for Kyrie would be Iyo Sky, and I feel like they can continue that feud and stuff, and I feel like that would be the perfect person to make her grand return at Crown Jewel. But won't be surprised if Kairi Sane finally makes her grand return. Then we get to our next match on the card, and that is the Fatal 5-Way between Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Raquel Rodriguez and Zoe Stark. And this match could be a super banger or a super mess. I am really interested because these are all women who's trying to be the badass women in the women's division. Issue we kinda have here is that Rhea Ripley, outside of kind of Nia Jax a little bit, she's the most dominant woman here who's going to win. And I see the only person that's going to go out walking out as the winner and still as champion, because there is no way they're going to end the major run of Rhea Ripley, and she is super hot at the moment, super popular, people are loving her. There is no way they're going to just stop this out of nowhere. And just, I'm sorry, but they haven't really built up like Zoe Stark that much as a major player that could actually beat Rhea or Raquel or Shayna Baszler. Nia Jax just came back, so I don't see her at all winning this. And these could potentially be future opponents that beat her, but I don't see any of them beating her. And that's why I still feel like Miss Mommy Rhea Ripley will still walk out as your women's champion at the end of Crown Jewel. Now we get to probably one of my favorite matches on this card. That is Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. And this story from both sides are super right. I have really enjoyed it from both sides. It makes sense for why Drew needs it and why Seth needs it. And then you have Drew's story over here of him not winning in front of a crowd like he dreamt of, winning an empty performance center, carrying the company on his back during the pandemic. But then of course the major thing is not winning in front of nobody. But then you have the same thing, and he's perfectly right on it too. You could understand why he's like that, and then being cheated out with a bloodline, and he's perfectly right for feeling the way he does towards Jey Uso coming back. But at the same time, you can feel what other people feel like, because yeah, it happened to everybody. Kinda have to get over it. So you understand Seth's side too, but also him saying, you know, other people has went through things, harsher things than he did, and they had to move on. And you know, that's just a overarching side of Drew and Seth, and I really enjoyed this feud back and forth. It's just been perfect for the time they've built. Yeah, I would love to see Drew McIntyre have a win, but I just feel like Drew McIntyre is not gonna win it this year. I still see Seth Rollins walking in the WrestleMania as champion. They've done a great job again building another great opponent for Seth, but we've seen it for all his other opponents, from Finn Balor and Shinsuke, that they can have a great feud, but doesn't mean they're instantly gonna win it. I see Seth Rollins barely escaping and winning, and then that's where Drew McIntyre will possibly attack Seth Rollins, turn heel. There's so many outcomes for this match that could end up happening, but I just don't see Drew McIntyre walking out as champion. I have Seth Rollins retaining his World Heavyweight Championship and walking out as Crown Jewel as still to World Heavyweight Championship. Now we get into the last match of the card, and that is Roman Reigns, the undisputed Universal Champion, versus LA Knight, for the title. And this match, I'm sorry LA Knight, but you're not winning it. So many people come up with these crazy theories that somehow LA Knight's gonna win it. So many people do this, but I'm telling you, Roman Reigns is not gonna end a 3-year title reign at Crown Jewel. The only place Roman Reigns ever drop the title will be at WrestleMania. To me, I think it will be a decently good match. I'm interested. I think the only issue people really have is if LA Knight takes a pin, is it going to cool off his momentum? Are people going to stop caring? I feel like if they stop caring, then you're never a true fan to begin with. But to me, I feel like the way to make this match great is, of course, we're going to have the obvious Roman Reigns finish, bloodline finish, where referee gets knocked out, some things happen in that meantime before the ref comes back. I feel like the best part is to make LA Knight look super strong and he's about to win, but something happens with the bloodline and he doesn't win, and Roman Reigns doesn't win cleanly. I feel like that's the best part, to make it look like, oh, LA Knight didn't lose cleanly, so he can come back where he's trying to work his way back to Roman and possibly in different feuds. I feel like that's the best option, because there's no way you're going to put LA Knight as the champion at Crown Jewel, and there's no way they should run it back at WrestleMania. Because, like, the obvious story is Cody Rhodes. There's nobody else. There's no Rock. There's no LA Knight. The only person that's beating Roman Reigns is Cody Rhodes. So, these are my predictions. You can agree to disagree. I don't really care. These are what I feel like are the most logical, making sense for the future predictions. Because whatever happens after this is going to be a major player into the future storylines in the WWE. So these are my predictions. Comment down below. Do you guys agree with my predictions? Do you disagree? What are your predictions and why in the comments? So like and subscribe, and we're going to have to see what happens at Crown Jewel. So adios. I will see you all at Crown Jewel. Bye bye.